You are listening to the Big East Blackout.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Big East Blackout. I'm your host, the indelible Dame O, and I have my sisters with me. Pretty Bully, say what's up.
Yes, sir. Hello, everybody.
And Smoke, say what's up.
It's goody.
She don't never mind the violence, all right? Never mind the violence. We saw the
Shooting
gun.
people right after that.
Right. Today we have a guest with us, Brooklyn's own Indigo Phoenyx.
Yes, what's good?
MC extraordinaire, and so much more. So much more. Thank you for coming on the show today, Indigo.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
No doubt, no doubt. Now, born and raised in Brooklyn, New York.
Mm-hmm.
Currently residing down south.
Yep.
Where are you at now?
I'm in Atlanta.
Okay. And you and I have had off camera conversations, and you do a lot of different things that I had no idea that you did. So you know what? We're going to start with you as the MC, for the listeners who may not know about Indigo Phoenyx. Tell us about Indigo Phoenyx. Tell us about your background in hip hop and how you came into it.
Well, the most part, I probably started rhyming probably around 2000, but it was nothing I really took seriously until even in 2007, maybe. I started rapping, doing like battle rap. And then I ran across loud.com and they had a battle rap site where you could go on and battle rap online. And that's kind of where I got more into rapping. I created my first crew from that battle rap site, which is loud.com. I was chosen by the RZA as top 5 in a competition that he had put out for some rappers. And so that kind of lit a spark in me to keep going. Later on down the line, I put out a joint called Allah's Daughter. That was probably like my first official song. And, this is the MySpace days. So of course, you got your music up on MySpace. And Professor Griff saw it and he hit me up and he was like, it was dope and he wanted to meet with me. And that was dope. That was a good experience. And I just kept going for a while after that. Then I kind of just fell back from rapping. Probably more so around 2010, I started managing Jay-Z's mentor, Jazzo, for like 2 years. And when I was managing Jazz, I started a podcast. So that still kept me into the music. At the time I interviewed people like from the Justice League, like I love Justice League. So they kind of motivated me to keep going with music as far as,
now you're talking about
behind it, but not rapping.
The Justice League from Carolina, that Justice League with Fonte and those guys.
Yeah, as the Alan Flo, Cesar Comanche, Legacy. So those were the ones who I was in communication with. And still in touch with Cesar and Edgar Allan Flo though. They kind of motivated me doing the shows and doing the podcast. I was in the loop of the music. So I went on to working on Damon Hall's radio show with the homeboy Eric. And I did that for a couple of years. Then after a while, I stopped doing that. And I got hit up by Weekly Rap Gods to start writing. They saw that I write, but I'm like, I'm a different kind of writer. I'm a film writer. They needed some help with their website, but I was like, I could see if I can, follow your format and regimen. And I did. And I started writing from there. And that got me back interested in putting out my own rhymes. So by 2019, I dropped my first project, which was The Goddess Paradox. 2020, The Conjuring with P.A. Dre, which is RJ Payne's in-house producer. And I just kept going from there, from the ashes with Yellow Balaclava in UK. And Then, my albums from last year, Burn the Sun, Ascension. So once I started, I just kept going. That's it. I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. And as you know, I probably have getting ready to drop Aldunya, which is a 20-song LP. And after that, I'm dropping 3 more projects right behind it. And I have 12 more after that already lined up.
Let's go.
Eating,
Yeah,
working.
so I don't stop. I'm a monster with the music. That's all I do all day is just. So I probably fall asleep listening to rhymes. I wake up to rhymes. My husband had to call me and be like, "Hey, come here, come get in the bed. Come here, cut that off."
Right. So let me ask you. You said you had a podcast. What was the name of the podcast that you did?
Urban Society Radio.
Okay. And
it's
so
still up too. Yeah, it's still up
it?
too. And it's dope because Jazz and I, we did a podcast on secret societies unmasked. And somebody actually recorded that, and it's up on YouTube. So anytime you want to check that out, check out the interview with me and Jazz talking about secret societies. Now, how I met Jazz is I'm Nuwapian.
You're what?
In Sorrow La community, and that's how we initially met through there. And after that, I kind of ran into him again online on MySpace, hit him. He needed some management, and then we became friends. Jazz was one of my good friends. So, I was helping him along the times when they did Game Changers for Jay-Z. He was on there. I was managing him then. Okay. So little stuff like that. When he was making those strides back in 2010, 2011, I was his manager. I was basically the force behind the stuff that he was doing.
Okay. So had you ever managed anybody before him? Had you ever done that before? So what made him choose you to say, "Hey, look, just come manage me"? I mean,
you know what? Me and Jazz is just really cool. People don't realize I'm not a yes person. And I think that's what he respected most is that if I don't like it, I'll be like, "Nah, that ain't it. You ain't doing that." There's been times I've called, I was just telling my husband last night, I heard somebody talking about Vlad interviews. There's been times I've called Vlad and told Vlad to pull interviews down, things like that, just because I knew that eventually that Jay and Jazz would probably reconnect, and I didn't want him to be putting out any interviews that would be damaging to that relationship, because people get into arguments, people get into disagreements, but that type of relationship I felt was repairable, and I definitely didn't want to put out content. I'm a person, I'm not about gossipy type of hip hop or controversial hip hop, starting shit. I feel like if there's a way to mend things, then let there be a platform where things could be mended, but you can't keep adding to stuff if you want to mend things.
And you were right, because they did end up patching it up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You see what, because I had people reaching out to me then. There was they wanted to get them together to talk and things like that. And I could tell that Jazz really cared about Jay and the situation. And, sometimes things happen and, you feel hurt. And I understood that completely, but I also knew that he had a love for him and that it was just hurt feelings and things that could have been mended. That's it. I don't like people who start shit and try to create shit. They think, "Oh, that's going to get me a buzz or that's going to get me clout." I don't like the clout moves.
It's funny you say that, because me and Bully's been my co-host since I started Biggie's Blackout. She came on board after my first couple of episodes. Was my original choice to be my co-host, and then it just took a little bit of time before she got on. But one of the things I told her was I didn't want to have anything that was disrespectful. I'm not looking to be like some of the shock jocks or anything like that. I always, I always respected people even, telling my age from the old school, back when Donnie Simpson and that used to do stuff, because he was a radio personality before he was on BET. I always respected people like that, and those people who really were informative, could have a little bit of fun, but also, but never just trying to start some stuff, because you saw a lot of battles and shootouts at radio stations and all sorts of crazy stuff that has gone on, because people are just trying to, and they say, well, and now especially with social media and stuff, because when that stuff was going on, remember the whole thing with Little Kim and CNN and all that stuff, Junior Mafia and them. that wasn't social media. Can you imagine with social media how that might even escalate it more?
Oh yeah,
you know?
escalated so much, and I feel like as adults, you have to move better than that. As I would put a highly functioning adult, you have to move better with making informed decisions about how you present yourself and your brand. And some things just aren't worth it. Like controversy, I don't feel like it's worth it, because for me, I know how I am, and I am from that era where it's never beef on the microphone. Like, you say some shit, it won't ever be that mic. You feel what I'm saying? It's always gonna be the pull-up situation. So therefore, that's why I don't even play with people like that. Don't play with me like that. That's just where I'm from, and that's just how that is. So I make sure that I show people the utmost respect, because I know how I am about being disrespected. So
big facts.
Yo, a lot of people can learn from that, right?
Big
Flo?
facts. Big facts. Big
right,
facts.
like people like talking shit, but I'm about all that shit I spit. Like, don't ever let it fool you. So when niggas it be so many dudes to be talking reckless, like, you pussy, don't do that.
Now you speaking my language, god damn it.
You pussy, don't do that, bro. Like, don't do that, because you're not about that shit. But a lot of dudes like to do all this, and they got to check with their broad to, step out the door. So you can't come at me sideways like you tough.
You know what? I'm glad you started with the men in the industry. I wanted to ask you from seeing how we both do the same thing when it comes to the music. Now, do you feel like you get tried a lot from men?
You know what? I for the most part, I don't get tried. It'd be the subliminals. You feel what I'm saying? I know you talk about me, fuck nigga, but because they know me, they know me. They know my husband. They know my husband don't be with the bullshit. And people who know me in person, know, like, I put my hands on you, like shit like that. They don't, but they'll try subliminal little sneaky shit, little fake jack moves. Like, they try to link up. If they know it's a nigga I don't like, they try to link up and get with them to do something or this and that. You feel what I'm saying? Or they try to link up with people who they know I'm cool with, try to get them on some shit. And my people be like, yo, them niggas tried to hit me. I told them, nah, Indigo, y'all, you don't fuck with Indigo. She already told me what went on with y'all. I ain't fucking with you. So they do little sneaky shit, but they never outright be like, because I'm an upfront person. If I feel like there's some crazy little shitty energy between us, I call and I'll be like, bro, there's a problem. Is there a problem? And they just always, no, sis, no, ain't no problem, sis, we good. And then turn around and it be a problem.
Right.
That's my thing. I'm such an upfront person. And like I said, I'm all about problem resolution. I'm asking, is there a problem? So that, is there possibly a way I can correct something I've done to you? How we communicating, how we collaborating, what am I doing to you? But if you sitting here telling me ain't a problem, but then you turn around and you talking greasy to another nigga about me, you got a problem. I mean, that's my only problem with these dudes in the industry, is that they be fake. They don't say they have a problem, they have a problem, and then next thing you know, they on to all this catty shit that you would think chicks would be doing.
Right.
You know what?
I don't even be having problems with the chicks. It'd be the dudes that be acting like chicks.
You know what? As the only male in the room, I would like to say a few things here. Three strong women in this conversation right now, right? But what you're saying is not what you're saying, but what you're talking about. The subject matter is very high schoolish. As far as I'm gonna go try to, I'm gonna try to get this person to work with me, and y'all come against me. A friend of mine the other day, my man Jeff, literally just told me we were discussing about how certain people didn't want me to be cool with somebody else. And he said, you know what, D? If you stop being cool with that person because the other person told you to, that makes you that dude's bitch. That's literally what he just told me. And I said, damn. I said, well, I didn't do it, obviously, right? But the point was, you're not going to turn me against somebody else. That's the issue you have with them. If anything, I might try to settle it, but there's nothing cornier to me than to know that you've been saying stuff and you've been doing stuff and all this other stuff. And I ask you, yo, what's up? And then, oh, it ain't nothing. It is something. Just talk about it. It
Just
doesn't have
say
to, yeah, just say it. And I can only imagine for people like, I mean, I know how Smoke will give it up. I know how Bully give it up. Jesus Christ.
You ain't have to say it like that.
So I mean, well, I know how she give it up. But I can't imagine being a woman in the hip hop industry with the sexist bullshit that goes on, with the bad mouthing shit that goes on. I can only imagine the rumors that are told about people, or or she tried to kick it to me, just silly shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna tell you what I think it is too, and I tell sisters all the time. Anytime you have somebody who comes off a woman who comes off in a strong way,
right?
They like to either say, "Oh, she a bitch" or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it comes to hip hop, though.
Yeah,
you're threatened. Those guys are threatened.
Intimidated, and you're a pussy. Just keep it above. You're intimidated, and you're a pussy. Because you should be glad to see women in a strong role, not even emasculating type of role, but you feel emasculated because I'm confident in myself. Like, there was a time I wasn't confident in myself. There was a time I did not feel I was worthy to rap. I didn't feel like I was good enough. I didn't feel I had the look or the image to rap, and I'd stop. That's what made me stop. So now that I'm back and I'm doing what I'm doing, there's no man that's going to tell me what to do in that capacity, because nothing I'm talking about is damaging. I uplift Black kings in my music. I don't talk down on men. I'm not a feminist to be talking like, oh, Mac men, this and that. I'm all about Black unity, Black men, Black women, Black community. So there's nothing in my raps. I don't talk about sexual stuff in my raps. So there's no reason for you to even feel that from me, but you'll support a bitch clapping her butt cheeks. You'll support that. You support the stripper bitch wholeheartedly with no problem. But me, who is coming with positive messages because I'm a woman who's a boss, I'm a woman who has her own label, I'm a woman who does what she does, you feel a way about me because, I mean, that's something, that insecurity within yourself that you have to deal with. But I'm always here to uplift and empower others. I never try to condescend to anybody. So when these dudes be having these problems, it's personal, not mine.
I remember when I used to rap back in the day. I don't touch that mic no more since I heard Bully. I don't want no problem.
No, keep your butt back on that mic.
But no, all jokes aside, but listen,
all the
females, huh, man? So when I used to rap, and I remember I used to work with these guys, and they was like, "Yo, you so dope, but you kind of put me in the mind frame of like Common and Mos Def." They was like, "So we, you too conscious, and that's not what sell." And I'm like, "But this is who I am, though. I ain't gonna spit nothing. I ain't out here fucking and sucking everything. So I can't rap about what I don't do.
Look,
you know
even
what I'm
if
saying?
I was, I ain't gonna rap about it.
And no, big facts. And they literally, and they, oh, you so, I mean, head nodding and everything. Oh, you so dope, but you so, I'm like, but that's what we need though. And that was like, sheesh, probably I want to say probably 2010-ish, around there. My son had to be like around 2. So
I was told that same thing around that time too. I'm too preachy and I'm too teachy and religious, but it's conscious rap. Like this is the stuff we need.
Like, why y'all niggas don't want to think?
Why you don't want to think?
Why you don't want to think?
Niggas is afraid to be smart. Like, oh, she's teaching something. I'm out.
Right, yo,
right.
Is thinking you allergic to it? Like he might have broke out in hives or something. I don't know.
That's another reason why I stopped. That's another reason why I stopped.
Me too.
They did not want that type of rap. And I'm like, well, this is what I come equipped with, other than the battle rap shit, talking shit. Now, either one or the other. But they prefer the battle rap to the more conscious rap. And that's the crazy thing, is that our people need that. And to watch and see, and I don't knock the ones who come out the strip club or doing what clapping their ass, do whatever they do, because they a product of their environment. They talking about their experiences as women, their experiences, and I won't knock them for that. And they taking care of their family. But at the end of the day, let me talk from my experience being a product of this environment and how I would like to see the Black environment improve and, you know, change. And because I know how fucked up I was. So to be able to offer a word to empower somebody or break them out of, you know, that spell of Leviathan, if I could do that, that would be an honor if I could touch somebody. And I feel like music has to be more than talking shit or making money. It has to be something that resonates with other people, that's relatable to other people, to other men, other women, other communities, that's gonna be a life changer, like music was for me. And that's my thing. Music was a life changer for me. So I feel like I would do a disservice if I just came with the selfish intent to only make money and just say whatever just for clout, or just do whatever just for clout, just to be on. Like, I can't do it.
You know, it's interesting what you said about image. And in case, for the listeners who couldn't see the visual, when you hear this, I was doing the clapping thing with my hand when Indigo Phoenyx was talking about clapping. That was the butt cheeks, yeah. That was just anybody wondering. you heard Bully say, "Really, gang?" You know, I was just reenacting. That's all. I mean, I'm not gonna get up and do it. So I was just, you know,
that's what they like.
Please don't get up and do it.
I promise, I'm not gonna do that to y'all or myself. But you know what it is, Bully and I, and Bully has, a song called "Not a Barbie." And sis, correct me if I'm wrong on this. There was like an intro or something you used during some of the promotion where you were talking about the images that they want during some of the promotion for the single. And it seems as when it comes to hip hop artists, females, they either want straight sexed out or masculine.
Yep.
And
exactly.
And the masculine ones seem to be accepted like, oh, you wanted the niggas, you wanted the boys.
You one of us, right?
Yeah. But otherwise, either you one of us or you a piece of ass.
Or you're fine. Yeah, it's like you have to be somebody who a guy wants to sleep with in order for you to be considered, or you either a homeboy. And I've said that in plenty of my interviews before as well. I'm glad somebody else noticed that. I said you either have to be hypersexual or, you know, like
grabbing your fake
one
dick.
or the other. You can't be like me, who's a woman, who's a wife, who, you know, has a man who, you know what I'm saying? You can't talk about your husband. You got to be one or the other. You can't be this individual. And that's what I'm saying. They like to stifle you, but then you can't even be conscious. It's like you can't even be positive. Like they don't want you to be positive. The songs I do that's positive don't do well. And this, remember Cardi B said this shit. The songs that be positive don't do well. When I come out banging on a nigga and talking shit, those songs do well.
It's funny as you said that about Cardi, because she said that when she was also talking about Rhapsody being nominated for a Grammy. She said Rhapsody is dope. She said I listened to her album. She said why she's not just as big as me is because she's not talking about the same things I'm talking about.
Right.
And that's sad because she's dope.
Right.
And people recognize, you know, they understand, hey, and if you're trying, I mean, Cardi took the lemons and made lemonade, so she's going to do what she's going to do.
Right.
She said, I like making people laugh. I'm a comedian, and she's just doing what she's going to do with it, whether you like it or not. But she recognizes
that's
that,
authentic to her. That's her personality. So I wouldn't.
Right.
I mean, she's not compromising her personality. That's why I said I will knock people for who they actually are.
Right.
And you can't. If somebody's a product of that environment and that's who they are, that's who they are.
Right.
You have to let people be who they are, and that's what it is.
Now, you did say before, about your upbringing. You made a comment as you were talking, and you said about how you were fucked up.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that on the phone too, but we didn't really go into it. If you don't want to go into it, we don't have to. Did you want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Definitely touch on it. Yeah. I mean, I was just, I was raised by my grandmother, and I just went through a lot of stuff. I feel like for the most part, that really changed me was when I was sexually assaulted, when I was raped, and I felt like I had to gravitate towards like a protection. And that's when I aligned. When I went to Brooklyn Tech, I aligned with the DCEPs that was there. And the DCEPs was there. And actually, people don't know the formula of the DCEPs. You know, that's like, they call it the nerd school. It's like you had to test to get into school. And people would come there and pick on people at the school, try to bully them and fight them because they figured they the nerds, you know? So DCEPs was formed like as a protection. And it kind of branched out to, you know, other venues, avenues. And I got in with them, and it was more so they came to the school, people mess with me, they would come take up for me. Then, you know, I was just horrible. I was just doing a whole bunch of shit I had no business doing. I was missing school. I became truant. I was just, you know, I was there with my grandmother. My mother was living in Atlanta. So they, you know, I used to visit my mom every summer, and one summer I came and she made me stay. And that's, you know, because I was just getting into too much trouble. You know, also I had ran away from home, and I ran away from home for like a year when I was like 15, 16. So one of the people who went to Brooklyn Tech, actually, he was older, he graduated, his parents left him a brownstone. So all of us like kind of went to the brownstone, chilled, and I just moved out. And that's when I linked up with the Low Lives. So the Low Lives, boosting Billy, he showed me how to get my clothes and how to boost and stuff like that. So I had been affiliated with those two groups since I was younger. And then as I became older, you know, I ran back into them later on, but everybody has matured to a whole different level. But I was wild. I did not care about people. I did not care about anything. And when I came here to Atlanta, I remember seeing Brother Jay and X-Clan at my school. You know, there would be marches. I was at the Fight the Power video. You know, you would see those little bursts where there would be things that happen in the Black community, and we would have protests in New York. And I remember those people. So when I came here, I really started reading more books, got knowledge of self, started listening to more X-Clan and like Jungle Brothers and Tribe. And I was just getting into more conscious music. And that really opened my eyes and enlightened me. It made me want to change. But the most groundbreaking thing was the Assata Shakur autobiography. And that was it. That's why I always post Assata as my idol, because reading that book really opened me up to my role as a Black woman, our struggle as Black people, the importance of our unity, the importance of knowing who we are, and we're supposed to support and uplift each other. And then that accompanied with Brother Jay and the X-Clan, ISIS and all of them, like that really took me to a whole nother level. And I converted to Islam. So once I converted to Islam, you know, it's been a whole different break. Like I'm not the same person I was then. And that's the good part. But, you know, there's still those touches there.
You know what? You mentioned X-Clan.
The thugdom that just linger around. But, you know, other than that, it's nothing bad, but it's more so a protective type of thing as far as it goes. But other than that, I'm all about our people knowing who we are and how important it is to know how beautiful we are, how strong we are, know about our rich legacy, and to work together to foster better communities and better outcomes for ourselves as a people. Like we don't have to rely on other people to do for us. And that's really where I came from. Like I had to go through that, I feel, to get to this point where I'm at right now.
You mentioned X-Clan. I'm gonna tell you right now. Now they were one of my favorite groups. I thought Brother Jay was one of the most underrated MCs at that time that came out. He was very underrated.
Right.
Indigo, I'm telling you right now. Can you look at me? Look at my face. I wanted to be part of Black Watch so bad. I wanted to be in Black Watch so bad. Like I was like, yo, I love that slam.
And you talking about grand verbalizer.
What time is it? Yeah, all that. Oh my God, yo, they just had me like, yo, fire and earth.
Yes.
When he said that line, all the times you call me an animal, but in Milwaukee there's a cannibal. I wanted to punch a hole through a wall at that moment, because I was like, I felt what he was saying. That song just made you so mad because you think about the stuff they're talking about. And I'm like, yo, they were real. And shout out to Brother
Glad
Jay.
to know that. I'm gonna reach out to Brother Jay for you. You know, I actually did an interview with him.
I'd love it. And you know what? About Brother Jay, my father was God bless my father. He was a big fan of X-Clan too, because he loved what they stood for. When my father passed away, I put up something on Facebook to talk about how he had passed. And Brother Jay actually hit me on my messenger. I had never had a conversation with this man in my life. I had never met Brother Jay.
Yes.
And he was like, God bless your dad, may he, he said these different things. So I wrote back, I said, you know what? My father was a huge fan of you. And for you to actually send this message, and I said, that's just a sign, like that you sent a message to me. And he responded, he said, it was your post. He said, it really just hit me in the heart and I really felt it. He said, I felt like I needed to say something.
Yeah, Brother Jay is very
And I was
kind.
like, wow. And my father was a huge fan of him, so that happened for a reason,
And it's good to feel that way. Like I spoke to him. I did an interview, it was probably 2 or 3 hours. And we were just building on not just his stuff, but the impact that he had on me and like how to move forward and stuff like that. So it's good when you reach out to people like that. That's why I say he's a really good person to chop it up with and interview. But it was also an honor to be able to tell somebody who influenced my life how much they influenced my life and how much they bettered my life and actually allowed me to be present and accounted for. Because really seriously, after I left New York, 3 days later, a lot of my friends were murdered outside the brownstone. So that's the crazy thing, I was always the person, in the leadership, don't sit on the stoop. We do too much greasy shit for you to sit out right on steps. And I always told them that. And they sat outside and dude just rode by on a bike and shot everybody up for the most part. Some survived, but a lot of my friends died.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I made the right move when I came here, that wasn't my destiny. And then that further opened my eyes to making better moves and better choices.
Now, let me ask you about the music, too. Every time I turn around and I look at these different playlists, I see your ass on this playlist every single time I look.
Hey. That's how it's supposed to be. If I'm not banging on the playlist, I feel like I've been lazy. I'm supposed to have mad songs in the list, but I've kind of become ill. Then I kind of been having recording issues because I was supposed to drop at least 5 more albums last year. But COVID just been crazy. So many deaths, so much loss. Didn't feel comfortable going to the studio. The engineers kept catching COVID. Trying to record myself at home and the sound quality not coming out how it should. So I didn't put out as much as I wanted to, but I try to consistently get stuff done, put stuff out. Sometimes I have stuff in the tuck that I had tucked away 3 years. It'll come out. I got features that's been tucked away that's getting ready to drop. Now I'm like, bro, you just not dropping that? Like I recorded that in 2019. But they like, yeah, I'm about to drop it. But I feel them because I did that shit with this Aldunia album. I had those songs with me and Jamil Honesty for like 3-4 years now. So I'm just putting it out. But I feel like as an artist, and I have artists that I manage, I consistently want to see my artists on playlists. I consistently want to see myself on playlists. You have to keep the people engaged. This is no longer the era of drop one album and you could chill off that album for 6 months or a year. This is the era of popcorn rap, where you have to make a fresh bag of popcorn for the Friday night movie. Every Friday, it gotta be something new. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
This is that era. You can't be slacking. As a female, you must always be competitive in that arena. My thing is, I don't try to compete with people as far as my content, because my content is my content. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody don't do grimy. Everybody don't do horrorcore. Everybody don't fuck around in the wheelhouses I fuck around in. I'm comfortable where I'm at, and I don't try to play outside of what I'm comfortable in, but I do it all. So I like to make sure I show variety, and I'm always consistent. Every week, I need to have something out. If I didn't do one week, I better come out next week with something, or the other week, but I got to keep coming out with content. That's the only way you stay relevant and stay consistent. And you just have to, yes, sometimes I don't get enough sleep, but sometimes but you got to stay consistent. If this is what you really want to do, and this is your art form, this is your craft, this is my business as well. It's not a hobby. Right. So I make money when I put out albums. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not putting out albums, I'm not making money. I like to wake up and see the change from the band camp. You got $50 or $60. Like, I like to see that. When I'm not putting out music, I don't see no cha-chings in my box. Right. That hurts my heart. Like, wait a minute. Like, I got to see a cha-ching. Fuck a clout. Fuck the list. I need to see cha-chings in the inbox. And that's where it's at. And I also like to give my fans music. Like, some of them have my number. They text me. They hit, as long as I know they ain't the weirdo ones. Right. That'll stalk you and be like blowing you up. But I have fans that are really good fans that we call. We'll be in the chat. They'll hit me and joke in my text messages. I send them exclusive music like I send the DJs. I keep them in the loop. They buy the merch. I got to send you a picture of those hats and shirts too. Oh, yeah. They buy the merch. And I feel like that's a good support system. I hit them in the chats. I talk to them personally. Sometimes I'll give them free stuff, or like because like some people will buy my whole catalog, so I'll send them a shirt. I feel like it's just a good relationship. You just have to build a rapport with not just the DJs trying to get spins and plays, but with your listeners. My concern is who's enjoying the music wholeheartedly and who's relating to the music, and that it's, something that people are actually feeling and they getting the messages from it, be it banging on a motherfucker or be it just uplifting the people. I'm here to entertain as well. So I do it all. I don't feel like I have to stick within the box that people like to put us in as females.
Talk about it. Okay.
Fully.
All right. They love to put you in a box like, here, sis, jump on this song, and the song be all soft. And I'm like,
listen, I hate it here. That is the worst.
I be like, bro, give me a beat you would give Sean Price for MF Doom. If it's not in the vein of that,
got all these butterflies and rainbows and shit. I don't want none of that.
Right. I want something hard and gritty. Because I mean, if anybody listened to me, and that's how sometimes when people don't listen to you, they just see your name around and they just want to link with you because they see you. Like, you couldn't possibly listen to my music and send me beats like this, knowing damn well that I do
spit like
some
that.
of the hardest shit. Like, they call me Queen of the Grimy. So why would you send me this Mary Poppins beat? And I'm not going to do nothing with that. And then you have this theme of this ladylike theme. Like, I hate that too. Like, don't try to put me in the theme to be like the female counterpart to your rap. Like, no.
Yep. Oh my God, just my life. Talk about it.
Yo, Bully.
My husband don't play that shit either. If it's a lovey-dovey shit or something, the female man, he be like, you ain't doing that shit.
Stop.
Be in trouble. I can't do a song with you.
Stop, right? You know what, Bully, we always talk about, you can't be in a box. You can't be put in a box. Yeah. And so you say that, I think having two MCs here right now, I would think the stress of that. I mean, I know how it is to be at a job, and Sis will tell you, Bully can tell you, she's seen me stressed out over certain stuff. And she made a comment that where I was at was a cesspool, and it was getting to me.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I could imagine that music could be a cesspool of sorts. And I would think that it might, I mean, does it really stress you out at all? I mean, like seeing like the same shit over and over and over, trying to put you in the box, trying to hypersexualize you, disrespect. And we're going to touch on disrespect in a second because I want to talk to you about something. And I think you know where I'm going. Mm-hmm. I would think it would be stressful, right?
It is. I mean, I have anxiety and depression before I was even doing the music. So you have to realize that I have to navigate within my mental stuff while doing the music, that it can be stressful, overwhelming because of the rate that I drop music at. Then I, not only myself, but I have artists that I'm curating albums for as well, not just my own. I manage them, I promote their stuff and get their content together. And I would have to say it is very stressful. Now, what I do control is the stress I choose. My artists, they know, don't you get on my fucking nerves. I like everything streamlined to me. Every beat streamlined to me. I pick the art. If I'm curating for you, I'm going to control these avenues because I like to make sure things go correctly. Now, I'm an asshole when it comes to stuff like that. I'm also an ass when it comes to beat. I don't like any type of beat. And so some people would think I'm bitchy or I'm funny, but it's not that I'm bitchy. If 30 seconds into a beat, I know if I like it, if I don't. You know what I'm saying? So if I turn you down, it's just because I can't think of anything where this beat, the direction the beat would take me if the emotions don't evoke. And that's the only thing that I get stressed out because people bombard you with beats and they don't really be the thing you rock with. Plus, I'm already swarmed with projects. And so I don't, for lack of turning people down and feeling like, oh, I'm bitchy, I just understand that I'm busy and I must complete my own tasks. And a lot of people like to talk about, oh, pay the producer. Well, I charge for verses. So therefore, when you are approaching me, you want to do something for free, and then I'm telling you that I'll work with you, just know that I charge. Like, I'm doing this as a favor because I see a potential, or normally if I'm doing stuff, it's for people who already did verses for me that I'm repaying them with a verse. It's an even swap, no swindle type of situation. But new people that just come in and they just want to latch on, and it's on some clout shit, like, you got to pay me. I got to go to the studio. I got to pay the studio. I got to, you know what I'm saying? I got to do a whole bunch of shit to make this happen. And that's what gets stressful. And then when it comes to the studio, it can be stressful, especially with, like I said, with the COVID, the engineer catching COVID. Everybody's sick here, sick there. I have illnesses. I can't be out jeopardizing my health just to record a song. You feel me? So I've been here with the daunting task of trying to properly record myself and get the music out, and just making sure you put out quality music. The only thing I don't stress myself about, and I know a lot of people do, they be too worried about what other people do. And I think I told you, I don't even listen to other people's music, honestly. I'm not even gonna lie. And it's just, I don't, one, because I don't want to be influenced by shit nobody said, and then I come out saying the same shit somebody said. Subconsciously I hear something and then next thing I'm writing it like I thought of it. You feel me? So I just try to veer away from listening to other people and just do what I do. But this music can be stressful. It's an immense pressure because we as Black women also don't get treated the same in this music thing.
Right.
I feel like a lot of non-Black females will come out and they'll put out subpar music and they'll get rewarded for it because of their looks and because they're not Black. And that's crazy. Whereas somebody who has lyrical prowess and we putting out these really dope songs and we just get a meh.
Right.
That was okay. She's Black. We expect this from her. But Becky B come out and she rapping like JJ Fad, and we in a whole nother era, and people will be intrigued because it's Becky B. She white, she loved the culture, and we gonna push Becky B because she white, and
right.
That just disturbs me. That's probably one of the most stressful things in the music, that I feel that sometimes we get shunned or not highlighted like we should just because we're Black women and not the type of Black women that they choose to support.
You said something really interesting about beats and everything else. I just want to take a moment here to recognize Smoke, one of our co-hosts. Smoke, I don't think I've ever said this before, but I know you listen to a lot of music and a lot of beats that are sent.
I do. I
can't imagine listening to all the different beats and stuff, and you probably feel what she's talking about. You hear some stuff and within a few seconds. I know Bully definitely always says she knows immediately, like, nah, there's stuff that I've been like, yo, this is hot. And she's like, mm-mm. And I'm like, you don't hear it? And she's like, mm-mm. Smoke can be the same way. Smoke, I do not envy you for having to listen to so many different things that come in. It takes a true skill and a certain type of person. And I just want to applaud you right now on this episode for what you do and your listening ear. Smoke.
Well,
we love you, Smoke.
Well, thank you, my African brother. I appreciate that. You know what I'm talking about? I appreciate that. No, but I mean, that's what I do though. I love listening to music. I love listening to beats. And I just had to kind of tell myself that because the mood that I'm in right now is more, I'm in a more self-preserving mood right now. Like, it's just really about my personal growth. So I try to, when I listen to music, not try to project that onto other people, because they might not feel the type of way that I'm feeling. So that beat, I'm like, oh man, this beat is speaking to me, but it's speaking to me. It might not speak to that person. So I always lead with like, yo, I feel it. You might not though, you know what I'm saying?
She
So
really
I always lead with that, but they end up usually feeling it, you know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, they usually feel it. But I always kind of lead like that. But I am trying to take more of a conscious effort to get to know the artist personally, so I can hone in on their sound. Not so much what I would do, you know what I'm saying? So thank you, my brother.
No doubt. We're all about, the Big East Blackout, we're all about giving, I hate the term give people their flowers. We're all about telling people how we feel about them and giving them the respect they deserve.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, sugar. Thank you.
No doubt. You can give me $20 later for the public.
No, I'm not. But thank you, sugar.
Chicken, baby. That's what that sound like.
So Indigo.
Yeah.
Let's talk
so
about
I'm
this.
trying to get you a clear version of me. Okay, there we go.
Wow. Okay.
You're real clear now. Before you like a
I'm real clear.
shot.
Y'all was looking like I was in heaven. I just changed the screen. I said, I look like I'm in heaven. Okay. Look now.
You had a glamour shot going on.
Let's fix the
okay.
It was pretty though.
Look, it was the coconut oil. My bad.
You too? Listen.
It was the coconut. This hair was looking super dry. I was like, ooh.
Okay. As long as you look good on the camera, your face is super shiny. There's some rappers out there with some shiny faces.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you're not doing that.
Hey yo.
What? Yeah.
Don't start your shit, Damon.
Okay, I won't.
Do not.
She said, "Don't." You about to get in trouble.
I'm not talking about bullying. I'm just leaving it alone. I'm just okay. So we're just gonna leave it alone. We're here to talk with Indigo Phoenyx. Indigo Phoenyx. Yeah. I want to talk about disrespect. Now, I think it was either earlier this year. Everything runs together during COVID. It might have been last year, but I've been following you for a while, and there was a point where some people were saying some very disrespectful things to you. People who were close to you. And you kind of spoke on it, and I think I messaged you and just said something like, "Yo, fuck them."
You did ask me. You was like, "Are you good?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm good."
Yeah. I thought I had. Yeah, I was just kind of like, "Yo, this sounds really fucked up." It was people who were part of your team or collective, right?
Right. Yeah. That's what I said. Niggas love to talk shit from behind the phone and all that shit, but they know what it is. Everything is on site always.
Well, you know what?
Don't everything is on site. That's why I don't go back and forth. I'm not writing emotionally charged messages. That's why I said men be doing the most emotional shit. You think it would be women? Like, this is my thing. I'm providing a platform for you. I'm creating a buzz for you. People know you because of me. Therefore, when you sign to align to a label, you follow the protocol of the label. I don't give a fuck if I'm Jay-Z, if I'm not. I have rules to my business. You follow them or fuck you. You feel what I'm saying? I have weekly conference calls with my artists, and it goes back to the same shit I was just talking about. Bro, is there a problem? Anything? No, sis. No. Only to hear later there was problem, but you chattering in another motherfucker ear instead of coming to me and resolving the issue. The person who been pushing you, trying to push your career and help you, you want to go chatter to another dude like I'm doing you a disservice. This is why I hate fucking with people, because you try to help people, and the minute that they think they got all your resources and all this and that, you never have all my resources, because I'm a businesswoman first. I have 2 degrees in business and I've ran companies. I know the game. I never share all my resources. I share enough to help you build your brand. I taught my artists, build your name individually outside of Triad brand, because you have to first stand whole as an individual yourself, as one artist. Fuck Triad. Stand as you. Brand your logo. Here's the shirt guy information. Here's the sticker nigga information. Set them up with a band camp. Money go directly to you. This is how you put your music up. I taught everything. So they thought I don't teach everything. Everything. I taught them enough to know how to start off and what to do. But when people get a big head and get a buzz, then they feel like they could be like, fuck you, realigning. Like I said, now they feel like they could hit my people and go to them. But some people have a sense of loyalty to me. Therefore, they won't fuck with you. And it's not being a pussy or being under my thumb or because Indigo don't fuck with them, we don't fuck with them. It's a loyalty and a respect that they know what I've done and how I am about my people. And I go to bat for my people. So if somebody like kind of betrayed me and went outside that box, why would you even deal with somebody who did something like that to someone like me who was helping them? That lets you know that person lacks character. Right. And see, in this music industry, everybody be like, oh, it's business. No, my business is all about dealing with people who have character and morals. It has nothing to do with who's hot, who's what. If he's hot and he's an asshole, I don't want to deal with them. It has more so to do with morals and character. Don't worry about my pockets. Pocket watching was one problem. If you invested your money in your own shit, that's your business. I invested my money in what I invested in, that's my business. The rate of return on my shit is my business. Get you some business. The secondary part was, she taking beats. Any producer that hit me, I'm giving you free beats, for one. There's never been a time a producer gave me a beat from my artist and I said, I'm gonna keep this for me. But I've always had hot beats from producers who would not give them to my artists for free. And I used them for us to get on it together, to give them the opportunity to be on hot shit. So to hear and see shit like that, oh, she keeping all the good beats for herself. So I had to clarify, such and such, the name of the producer never asked for you. Such and such producer never asked for you. Such and such producer never asked for you. Such and such never asked for you. Such and such never asked for you. All these were sent for me and I was asked to be on these beats. So let's clarify that shit right now. I'm giving you something. I would never take from you. That was the secondary part. Then I gave beats and then you drop songs on an album that is not a Triad album, but it was for Triad and you put your own label on it. That was the last straw. And therefore I'm like, we must part ways at this point because the disrespect going just get out of hand. Oh, hit your head on the nail, kill yourself. Like, then here come all the disrespectful chatter now. Yeah. Nigga, go to fucking hell. Cause you already know what time it is. Like, I don't even verbally or written issue out shit, but you go listen to those rhymes and hear when I see you. That's it. You feel what I'm saying? Right. I sabotage, I keep it moving. You see me moving, you look at them, they puttering. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? I keep moving along. And the most I can say is I always have good intentions for anybody. And probably my weakness would be always trying to look out for people more so than myself and trying to help people who really in turn don't appreciate it. It's like you go all out to help boost up. And this is where we go back to the Black Kings, to help your Black King and boost your Black King. And he'll see you as a Black woman thriving and then want to take you down some notches because you excelling at a higher rate than them.
Yo, that's real. I can tell you right now,
real
as far
spit.
As how it goes with Bully, and I've seen this myself, and I can only imagine the things she went with before we even linked up. That's a common thing you'll hear. People don't want to see, well, oh, yo, you dope, but I don't want to see you shine more than me. Not, right. I don't want no girl to shine over me, or people feeling threatened on a song, you know, right. or whatever. Yeah, so I mean, you see a lot of that. Right. I remember seeing some of the artists when I first came across you, and seeing the Triad. I saw Rugged Triad. You know, I saw that all the time, and I saw some people. And then I didn't see them as much anymore. I only saw you when I said okay. And then I saw the postings. Talk to us about Rugged Triad Records. Like, when did you start that, and what was the concept behind it, and the name?
I love the brand. Initially, it was supposed to be me, Hustle, and Killy Shoot. That, like I said, dudes start doing some crazy shit, acting crazy. Next thing you know, they're not speaking, they blocking you. So just communication fell by the wayside with Killy. Don't know what went on. still to this day don't know what the hell happened. But I'm just like, okay, whatever. Hustle was there from the beginning because I wanted to do something like 2 guys and a girl, you know, because that's how my first group was. Let's do a group called the Triad. So initially I thought of Poseidon, like, you know, being wavy, like, you know, wavy is the term, and Poseidon is the ruler of the sea. So that's, you know, one of my lines. I'm wavy, I'm ruling these seas like I'm Poseidon. You know what I'm saying? So the trident is his staff. It's also the staff of Cali. So, you know, I like dominant female figures. I got a joint called Killer Cali, and that was one of the symbols. She had the trident staff. So I kind of incorporated and made it rugged trident. And then I had rugged triad. Now a triad is a powerful group of 3 of gods, or powerful group of 3 people. Has nothing to do with mafia or gang affiliations, because I remember in New York, there was groups like Chinese triads and things like that. Right. But a triad is just a powerful group of 3. And also, like when you see 3 gods, like in Egyptian times, 3 gods would be considered a triad, which is, you know, the tri meaning 3. So that's when I made it Rugged Triad Records, and then have the trident as my symbol, the symbol of power. And that's basically the story behind that. I just wanted a very powerful symbol, powerful brand, powerful name, and for it to represent 3 powerful individuals holding it down.
I like that. I like that. I like the logo with the trident and stuff. I think about that Neptune and Aquaman and Poseidon, and, you know, the
right. And there's so many things to play off of with the art that I was thinking of, because, you know, I'm also a very how can I say, a person about the aesthetics. So my artwork and the art and everything, I'm very that's important. Anybody in business, and this is a tip for people who don't know, your artwork is 95% of your project. Your song is 5. Trash ass art that equates, I might not listen, because you didn't even invest time to get like some really good art. The art is like they don't really care about their craft. So when you putting out art, like especially when you put out full albums, you have to think of a grand aesthetic for that album, the concept, the songs behind it. And that's always been a driving force of mine when I started Triad, was for concepts and artwork to always be polished, still hard, but let's be polished in the delivery and the presentation of what we put out all the time, so that it's not looking like my first graphics, you know, picture for the art. Like once we started one way and we ended up another way, like you have to see some forward motion. So the art should always be, how could I say, improving, not regressing. For the most part. Let's keep it cute. Especially as a girl, you just want shit cute. I'm one of those girls. I like everything looking cute. Like if it's not looking right, I'm looking at it like, I wouldn't buy that album. That's an ugly album.
I mean, art has come a long way though, because remember what those early 2000 them early 2000 artwork, you know, from like
you got the city behind you when you got the big bottle of liquor.
You talking about the Master P joints and all that?
Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah, Master P joints.
Juvenile and them. You was like, ooh, that artwork is crazy. But everybody was doing it back then around that time. It was, that artwork was.
But there's some people who still doing that shit. That's where we must put it into it. That's right there, man.
Yeah. No, they really is still doing it, and I just be like, damn, that artwork was like, so bad back then,
bro. That's not it. I'm so adamant about that. This is a tip for the people. This is a business tip in general. That's something you learn in business school. That their presentation, the looks of it outside it, the inside is the biggest part of the damn presentation. Let's be clear. You know, I'm a certified facilitator as well. Like, if I don't have a dope presentation and it's spot on and the slides ain't right and the presentation of the packet and the room not set up correctly, you don't have the bottled waters and the fruit and the pastries, you don't have shit looking right. Come on. You're not giving the proper presentation for nobody to want to hear what you have to say. Hearing the presentation is 5% of the presentation.
You better preach, goddamn.
No, that's for real. That's for real. Or you can end up with a 2000 type of album cover.
Right.
Right. You know,
Right.
you want
Yeah,
the paper
for real.
chase, you got the block on fire.
400 degrees. 400 degrees. That was my shit though. Listen. Well, I was just talking to one of my homeboys, and he had posted a Project Pat album. And let me tell you, it's a classic to me, and it's one of my favorite albums. But that artwork, I was like,
yeah, the artwork. But you gotta love Project Pat though.
Listen, Project, but I mean, that goes to show you that the times we in, right? Because that packaging it's just not acceptable now. You know what I'm saying? But when you see it now, though, you be like, yo, that was a classic.
Yeah.
So
It was. And sometimes when you have a big name, your album cover could be like garbage, but because they know it's you, that's going. Because I've seen a lot of dope underground artists now that I like, and when I go to look at the art and it looked like some kid sketched it, I'm like,
yeah,
you want me to pay $20 for that? Like,
yo, I remember Def Jam and Cold Chillin', those guys had really taken it as far as New York rap, like the album covers, to a whole nother level, like making it. I mean, Kane sitting on the throne and everything, with the girls feeding him the grapes and all the different things. But and while I love that, you know what? Anybody that knows me knows I'm a big fan of the Ghetto Boys, and some of those early Ghetto Boys covers, they were very like, just take the shot. Okay, here we go. That's the album cover. You know,
that like we just dropping that. But that Big Daddy Kane album, that cover was
that was
like
my joint.
That
and
was next level. I was looking at that like, wow, was he a
snack.
god? He got he up here in the Adonis up in here.
Right.
But you know what else was dope to me? Was the inside picture of him with the chain. He's holding the chain. He's like doing, holding the chain. I was like, look at this dude right here. Because I had never seen him. I had heard him on songs and stuff with Bismarcky. And then when I finally saw him, I'm like, oh, okay. Now let's
type
do inside covers. We don't get inside covers like we used to get back in the day. When you have all the lyrics and stuff in there.
Right.
And that's the first thing. Recite the lyrics with them.
That's the first thing you did was pull out when you had the tape and they had that little cuff. They had a little cuff you used to rip it. Yeah.
Now that's something I would like to see come back.
Right.
Yo,
I like that.
I remember popping open Nation of Millions, Hold Us Back by Public Enemy, and reading what Chuck D was saying. Because
my bad, Methuselah was calling me.
you could hear what he was saying, but just to actually read it, what Chuck D was saying, and read each song. Yeah, I mean that was the fun of it. Seeing who produced what.
Seeing who produced what, seeing who got those writing credits.
Right.
Seeing, and this is how we started falling by the wayside reciting lyrics. When they stopped putting that in there, we was just going off of what we thought.
Right.
Now, why the hell did we read Mama Say, Mama Sa, Kuma Usa? Like, we got to look back in Michael Jackson album Blanket and see what the hell he was saying.
Right. What is you saying? You know, the first album I ever read like that was
somebody said this. I'm going to say it one time. I'm not going to stop. Now, we up here, Mama Say, Mama Sa, Mama
No, for real.
He done went tribal.
Language to shit anyway.
Yeah, we don't think he went tribal. He done went to Africa. He was saying something else.
No, for
I was genius. He got some African in there. People like, no, that's not African.
Wow. Yeah.
This will stop a lot of centuries mistakes that we went through over the decades. With
just had lyrics
to stuff in there.
Had a lyric.
Up here, little kids reciting all types of sexually explicit stuff.
Didn't know what it meant.
Didn't know what it meant.
Listen,
but we loved it.
Yeah.
But you know what? Having stuff like that, it made us feel more. We felt closer to the artist.
Right.
You know? We were tapping into the music more. Now it's just a push of a button. You listen, and then they got attention deficit. They ain't listening all the way. They need
people don't listen. And let me tell you, 16 bars, I do 12 at the best.
Hey, yo, listen, we got a lot of content.
12 at the best. Niggas' attention span is shitty as hell. I try to keep a song at minimal. If it's just me two, even if I add some other motherfuckers 3 in maybe 30 seconds, but we about to break our verses down and keep it short and sweet. Them posse cuts,
Right.
All the 22 bar songs and fuck that. They ain't gonna get. I'm with you.
That's
Yo.
2 songs right there.
Break that shit up, right?
And if you listen to people like Coily Ray, I know people be joking on her. I like Coily Ray. I think she does what she does in her little, well, I won't say little because that diminishes her. In her wheelhouse, I think she's excellent in what she does. And she gave some tips. And she said, you know what makes hits? Keep your song under 35 words. That's why she just keep repeating the same thing over and over. Because that's what makes it catchy. She's like, that's what makes it catchy. She said somebody told her that. She did that, and that's how she keeps putting out hits.
That's something
Isn't
to think
that crazy? Like, wow.
Damn.
I was like, I wonder if I could pull off a song like that.
I mean, listen.
Got too much to say to do that. You know what I mean?
But
it makes sense though.
Listen, they just put out the thong song, right? And it was like, yo, Cisco said the same verse 3 times.
Right. Like, let me say what?
They're too busy watching the ads. You know what I mean?
Hey, you know what?
Like, he really did.
That formula has worked a lot because also I've noticed it. I'm a big rock fan and everything have been.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember, I don't know if you know REM song, the one I love. This one goes out to the one I love. All he does is repeat the same line. Everything, he goes to the chorus, he comes back, he says it again, goes to the chorus, comes back. Right. It's the same exact verse.
Right.
3 times. And it was a huge hit. And it was a huge hit. A lot of rock songs do that. Yeah, they just
right. We just listening and we're not even paying attention that he just said that shit 2 times. And here we are as creators, we be busting our ass to make sure we make content that's tangible for people to buy. And meanwhile, somebody just comes with some old wackadoodle bullshit and they just be thriving. And I just be sitting here like, I put all the, I don't know if you ever saw the meme where somebody start putting on the clown makeup like they getting ready to go to work. And the YouTubers is making all, that's how I be feeling when I be putting all this effort into my song and I see somebody put out a wackadoodle song to be getting played. I'm like, let me go get my red nose because I'm doing this shit wrong. I'm doing something wrong. I'm overthinking it. Like they be saying, oh, you're too conscious. You're too, like, am I just too much of a thinker? Do I thrive on my vocabulary too much? I just need to throw caution to the wind and start making up words. And
look what they do to T.I. when they were like, oh Lord, T.I., we need a thesaurus to listen to. I'm like, dang.
Right. Somebody told me that too. You need a dictionary to listen to. I'm like, no, you need to get smarter, dumb motherfucker.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't be right. Right.
Now,
you know what? I'm sorry. What were you saying, Smoke?
Oh no, I wasn't saying nothing. I was agreeing. Right. Please, like, step your book game up.
Step your book game. Like, we should be more educated and thrive to at least have an extensive vocabulary at this point. I don't know how old anybody is, but I'm over 40. So therefore I feel like vocabulary is very important.
Right.
I knew when you had to write cursive in school, you know what I'm saying? So when they took it out of school. So you know what? That was a good segue though, what you said about the album and the attention span. Bully and I talk about that a lot all the time. Bully gets on me all the time because I call everything an album when it's not necessarily an album. It might
some should be EPs. People do 4 songs and call it quits.
Yeah. Well, you know what? She said that. Now, your album that came out in October, the one Indigo's Ascension.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, your EP that came out in October.
I was about to say EP, yeah. I'm sitting there like 5.
Bully didn't catch it, but I didn't want her to catch it, so I wanted to correct that. The EP, Indigo's Ascension. 6 songs. And then you also had the instrumentals too, if you go in there and get it. But you mentioned that your next project, Aldunya.
Aldunya, which means the world. It's Arabic for the world.
Oh, okay. Okay, I was going to ask you what it meant. I think you said, did you say it was going to have 20 songs?
20 songs, maybe 2 more. I'm working now. I just sent the mix to somebody that was the producer calling me, like, can I add this to the song? So it might be 22.
Okay, so we have this album. You've been putting out things, maybe EPs, and you just mentioned that people have short attention spans. So why would you turn around then and do an album that has 20 songs or
this
more?
Is a classic. I've been working on this album for years, and I've been dropping pieces of this album, like 3 songs a year. So probably most of the album has already been heard, because I've released Straight Up, which is featuring me, N.O. and Fame from MOP. I've also released Still Lover featuring me, N.O. and Tech from Smith & Wesson. And I've also released Fire Alarm featuring me, Shaban Sadiq and Star. So, and then I just recently released Sleepers with Jamil Honesty and also The Green Destiny. That's 5 songs right there. So it's already a few pieces already out. So 15 songs, they should get them. Plus, when people buy it, this is a classic. I want them to be able to have double cassette, double CD, double disc, because this is the one time you'll catch me in a boom bappy element. And I say boom bappy because you know I'm normally grimy. These songs are more the speed of when I started rapping, a lot of conscious stuff, a lot of less cursing, more personal, a lot of cuts and scratches. And, you know, normally I don't do those. You know, you can't really have cuts and scratches on the sleepy, slow songs. And this album is going to be a classic. Even Bam said it. He's like, this is an instant classic right here. So I want to consolidate that style, that package for the true hip hop enthusiasts to enjoy. Like, this is probably the one and only time you'll catch Indigo in this same element in this box that they like to have you in, with that boom bap sound and style. And I feel like it's just stuff that I've been working on collectively over the year. I just had the concept. Some things didn't make the cut, other things made the cut, but it all fit in the box because this world we live in, I'm putting pieces of my world into that. And I felt like 5 songs wouldn't be able to cover all of that. I'm talking about love on one song. I also dropped This All Love. I'm talking about love. I'm talking about heartache. I'm talking about victories. I'm talking about devastating stuff. I'm talking about emotion. I'm talking about feeling suicidal. I'm talking about accomplishments, joys. So I feel like it has to encompass everything that's in the world. I'm talking about Black suffering. I'm talking about us celebrating who we are. So in order to make a cohesive project, all of those elements had to be incorporated. So sometimes you have to think along the lines of your concept, and you have to stick within the wheelhouse of what are you trying to say in this album. I feel like people just throw albums together. I'm a thinker and I may overthink things sometimes, but I feel like the best projects are put together when you actually think about it, have your concepts together, and everything flows cohesively. I'm even asked about the order of the songs, how they sound, how will complement transitioning into the next. So that's just my thing. My creativity goes past just dropping things. It's really more so I want to make a thoughtful project, thoughtful and thought-provoking. And so this one is going to be one that's like straight from my heart that I've been working on over the years.
So I'm about to be an asshole. I'm about to be an asshole here. So let's say
assholes stink, but go ahead.
Well, you don't know because I'm on camera. No, I don't, ladies and gentlemen. I don't. I'm very clean. I washed. I took a shower.
You're clean, but
Really,
Oh my God.
I told you I'm crazy now.
Just totally went left. I didn't expect it, and it totally went left, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm gonna be, I don't know if call it devil's advocate. You put this record out, 20 songs, you're in this box.
Mm-hmm.
It ends up being the most successful thing you've ever put out.
Mm-hmm.
People love it. You start maybe even getting some things, maybe Rolling Stone magazine's talking about you, and they start talking about you. And let's say you get to a level where how Griselda's, they started bubbling to the point like they're like now starting to, like everybody's knowing your name now.
Right.
How do you go back to the grimy only when this is what now made you? I mean, what do you do? I mean, when something like that happens.
I'm doing what I do because I'm versatile. I never just do grimy.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I'm dropping now, sometimes one song might be grimy, the next one come out might be more upbeat, more, you know what I'm saying? So I'm actually never in a box. I'm just versatile where I can do it all. So therefore, you know what I'm saying? I started doing the boom bappy stuff. The grimy is just something I incorporated when I came back because I like that sound. I'm also a horror person. I like horror films. So that's kind of what made me gravitate towards that, like with the Rugged Dialect video. I like stuff dark. I like crazy optics. I don't want graffiti backdrops in my video. I'm at the cemetery. You feel what I'm saying? I do crazy shit in my videos, just off the aesthetics, like the Black Witch video. You know, that's just me. But I always do what I'm comfortable with. Anything I'm doing, if I'm doing this album now, it's because I'm comfortable with it. It's because I'm 100% into the beats. I'm 100% into anything I do. I never do anything just to, I'm going to compromise so I can give people what they want. And I'm gonna still doing what I want. I'm just giving people a variety to choose from, because a lot of people will hit me and they can't get into the grimy stuff. You know, people will be like, oh, that was scary. You know, and I'm like, really? Like, did you even listen to the damn lyrics? I'm talking about Black upliftment. But sometimes people can't get past those beats. You feel what I'm saying? So sometimes you have to, this is a saying my teacher had, you give people what they want, and then they'll want what you have to give. And then I feel like when you open the gateway to let people hear from something they're more comfortable with and hear you in a more softer tone, or more, how could I say, more digestible beats for them, because maybe the grimy is not digestible. I'm just expanding my target market. That's all I'm doing. But I'm still gonna put out grimy out. Like, all my albums are already basically baited. Red Brick Dust is grimy. That's coming out next. King David Beats. Yeah, because that album is all about Fuju and Red Brick Dust, Florida Water, High John, all the shit you do to protections against fuck shit and crazy people who like to be out here trying to practice dark arts and don't know what they're doing. That album is dedicated to them. As I transition into coming into knowing who I am, knowing about my ancestors, rituals, and spirituality, that album is dedicated to the ancestors and me tapping into my ancestry and knowing my abilities of clairvoyance and other things that I have that I'm learning from my friend who became a high priest. So that's a very gritty, grimy album in itself, in the soundscape, just because of the concept and the background of it. King David is grimy. Poison Lilac is grimy. Like, I'm not gonna adjust because I still have audiences that like the grimy stuff. And then later on down the line, I'll be dropping an album with my boy Doug Boogie, who likes more of a boom bap sound, and I'll be putting that out. But I'm always, you gotta mix it up. You can't stay stuck into a particular sound because it limits your audience, it limits your market. Like, I have people in London talk about legend. The whole, don't call me legend. I'm just putting out music. I feel like people use the term legend too loosely. You have to be in this shit for decades for me to think that you're a legend. Legends mean longevity. Legends mean you've been at it and you've never wavered over at least 5 to 10 years to be called a legend. I'm a novice. I'm just getting started. I'm just actually finding my sound. And that's what was taking so long putting the album together, was actually creating a signature sound for Rugged Triad, which we have, which is grimy. I call it it's more of an abstract boom bap. My flow is abstract sometimes. I flow different. I flow off, I flow on, I flow by whatever the beat gives me, but I'm creating my own brand, my own staple, my own shit. Like, people want my sound. People fuck with grimy. You feel me? But I will never just make myself one just because I got shine from something else. Like, me and Daddy-O album gonna be boom bap. So all those, like, me and Daddy-O got like 14 songs. Trust me, they all boom bap, because he not going to delve into the dark side with me. But you know,
for the listeners, Daddy-O is Daddy-O from Stetsasonic, who don't know. That's Daddy-O from Stetsasonic, the legendary Stetsasonic. So, and they are legendary. They are the first hip hop band. You know, the first
hip hop band. Yeah, now that's the legend.
Yeah, they are. You know, the first hip hop band. So let me ask you this, because you said you collaborated with Daddy on everything else, and you know, I like to just be a shit starter and everything else. What does it take for you to collaborate with somebody else?
It depends on who it is. All I have to do is be interested in the beats and the person not be an asshole. Those are my requirements. I hate to use the word hate. I loathe arrogant people who are self-absorbed. I loathe people who only try to align to you for clout. Those type of people I don't work with, because I can see through, oh, I just want to work with you. They see me moving. They want to come align themselves because they see me moving. You feel what I'm saying? I like working with people who passionate about the art form, dope beats and very humble, and people who I can talk to, because pretty much like Daddy-O, I feel like I've known Daddy-O my whole life. I like people who I can speak with on the phone when we working on something, hit me up so we could put something together that's dope. I'm not one of those texters. When it comes to putting together stuff, I like to get to know people on a personal level. And that's what it would take to work with me. If I can't know you on a personal level, know your character, know what you're about, then I don't want to do a project with you, because I feel like it leads to trouble down the line. I started off not finding out about people and working with people, and it didn't pan out for the best for me. So now I'm a little more cautious with who I give my energy to. And I feel like I need to be more exclusive with my time and my energy now, because I've shared enough of myself with the ungrateful to know to value myself way more than I did before. And I can tell you, I got that from the Queen Bahamadia herself. She gave me her number. I call her and we talked for like weeks, for hours. We would get on the phone and she was like, let me tell you this and that. Monetize. She told me about the people around. She said, I watch your page. She put me on game. I felt like she was an empath because she read into it. She said, I see sadness in your face and you doing all this stuff for people. I see it in your pics. Like, I see you doing stuff for people. Stop. Focus on you, monetize, and realize your value is yourself. And I took those words to heart. And since that conversation, you know, that's my idol personally. So, you know, that was the check. I could drop the mic and quit rap now. Like, my idol hit me and I done had conversations with her, chopped it up, laughed, and she put me on game. And I feel like that I respect her so much for that, for taking the time. But she taught me a lot, because when you think you have friends in this industry and people who care, sometimes business just be business. People don't really be your friends. And, you know, sometimes you really have to learn to focus on yourself more, especially being a woman in this business. And I feel like she gave me so much insight on how to stop worrying about helping other people so much as you are. How much would you have gotten done had you focused on your career slowly instead of other people who wound up not being grateful for that time? You would have been so much further along. Right. Stuff like that. You feel me? So for Bahamadia, I love you. She sees I love you. And thank you for those kind words, because those things meant a lot to me. Like, to realize that somebody else saw what I was doing, because people normally look at me and they see a heart in me. They see, oh, she's so negative. She posts. Now you're reading the post with a negative mindset. Like, if I post something, it's not even something I'm experiencing, something I might think somebody else is going through. That's why I stopped posting memes. People are so sensitive. You post something, who sits around judging people based on memes? And who sits around judging people based on raps? Like, people rap and talk shit about a lot of shit they never even fucking did. You know what I'm saying? But I would never sit and judge somebody based solely on snippets from raps, or because I'm in a picture like this, like, she's mean. Like, as you see talking to me, the minute I could be like this the whole time all day. The minute somebody talks to me, I'm like, oh, hey, you know, you don't know me until you know me. So it's like, we live in a world that's so hypersensitive. You can't say shit. You can't say nothing.
I'm blocked on Facebook right now.
Right. Wow. You're in Facebook jail.
I'm in Facebook jail right now.
You didn't even say shit though. That's
and yo, really on some G shit. I really didn't say anything. I think I made a comment and said, like, men are crazy, and it was like, that's hate speech.
Oh, girl, yes. You know what? Somebody reported that. And I'm on probation with IG right now. I just stopped making comments because I said, I would have kicked them over because somebody was in the way. That's hate. That's why you're inciting violence. I was making a joke. I had smiley faces and LOL, hello.
Hey, they removed some of mine from 2015 the other day. I got an alert. 2015. It was a meme of Mickey Mouse jamming his fingers into his own eyes, and the meme just said, I've seen enough. And I put it up in response to somebody putting up a crazy video, and I said and they said, this is violence and self-inflicting harm. From 2015, they took it down. I said, oh, man. Wow.
Yeah, they started doing this recently. Told me I was in jeopardy of losing my page for 2 jokes. I was like, are you kidding? I'm just going to stop commenting. So we live in a hypersensitive world. You could barely make shit. You could barely put out shit, but if it's somebody black doing something or somebody white saying nigga, I bet you those pages aren't edited.
Hell no.
And so I was just telling Bully, I think I was telling you, I was like, I had reported something. There was 2 homeless people and they was getting it in. They was having sex and somebody recorded it and I reported. I'm like, I don't want to see this on my timeline.
Right.
These fools sharing this joint and it's going to continuously be on my time. Facebook told me that it did not go against their community standards.
Wow.
See?
That shit is crazy.
See?
Bananas to me. So I was like,
that's crazy. But sexually explicit homeless sex is acceptable.
Right.
Homeless porn.
Homeless porn.
But I can't say men are crazy.
But I can't say men is crazy. In a certain situation, and it wasn't like I was it was just
man
a particular
bashing, right.
Right. It was just a certain particular situation. And I'm like, yo, y'all crazy. Like, y'all see this going on, but I was in jail and I'm in jail now.
Wow.
Yeah, I try to stay off of Facebook as much as I can.
You gonna send me some stuff?
I'm gonna send you some noodles. I got you.
I got you with the cigarettes and the Twinkies. I got you.
I'm gonna send you some noodles.
There you go.
and I'm gonna put shrimp in them noodles. And I'm gonna put shrimp in those noodles because I'm fancy.
We'll send some Cheetos too. Put some Cheetos in the ramen noodles with the Cheetos. You know.
I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all.
You appreciate that. We got you. We got you.
So Indigo, I got a question for you. So
yes.
I was thumbing through your page and get my thumb on. And I saw that you did a couple of interviews. You was like, these are some of the interviews I posted. I mean, that I've done. And I seen Bahamadia and I was like, damn, I was like, okay. I was like, I fucks with Bahamadia. All right. Then I seen 2 of my favorite. And then I see Pete Rock. And then I saw Big Pooh from Little Brother.
Yeah.
So like Little Brother is one of my favorite groups.
Yes.
And that's because they're beasts. And but Pete Rock is just one of my favorite producers. Period. So I remember Pete Rock had put up this, it was like a little pumpkin or something. He was like, oh man, this is so good. And I had commented, I was like, what is it? And he was like, it's some type of Jamaican fruit. And he responded, and I was like,
he responded. Yo, Pete Rock is the homie. He's cool.
That's dope. So yeah, like, how was it like interviewing a legend like Pete Rock?
Yo, you know what? Me and
Big
Pete
Pooh
Rock have been speaking in our inbox for a year before that interview. And it would be about food. Like, I'm part Jamaican too. So he'd be giving me recipes like, this is what you do with the grape nut. And put the milk and do this and to make hot grape nuts. And we would just talk about stuff like the memes and stuff he have. I'll send him memes. He'll send me one. We in the inbox chopping it up, laughing. We rarely ever talked about music. I'm not even gonna lie. It would just be little funny memes back and forth. And then he saw that I had, through some parties, I curate hip hop events here. So he saw that I had curated some events for like Elder Sensei, Sadat X, and he was like, that was dope. And we just, man, how long we been chopping it? We've been chopping it up for like 2 years in the inbox since 2020.
Okay. That's
and even recently he had one of the artists who was talking shit, I had sent Pete Rock the snippet. I was like, yo, check out my artist, and Pete Rock reposted him. So then he got a lot of buzz from Pete Rock reposting him.
Wow.
You're welcome.
Right, you're welcome.
But Pete Rock is cool. So when I asked him to interview, and it was such an honor, and we go back to the Vlad thing, he was like, I would prefer interviewing with you as a Black woman than to put my interviews on these other sites that don't highlight, Black men in the right spotlight.
Right.
And that meant a lot to me, because one thing about Weekly Rap Guys, and I'm going to say this with, all the best respect I can. I helped build Weekly Rap Guys. I helped build the brand. I'm the one who first introduced exclusive interviews to the website. I'm the one who bought editorials to the website. The bulk, those are just part of the interviews I've conducted. Like, there's probably like 4 or 5 more slots like that I could fill up full of exclusive interviews from legends. And I feel like it's important to touch on those legends. But to have someone like Pete Rock, he noticed the work and he was willing to support because he saw the work a Black woman was putting in, I respect that from him. And that's why he did that interview with me. Like once we got down to the nitty gritty of taking stuff like serious, like no kiki.
Right.
But he gave me that interview, even in the midst of getting the interview, which he was so considerate. We did a verbal interview. So I actually have, like, I recorded him. So it's dope. So I want to kind of pull up those audios and say that so you can hear the laughter and the conversation behind the interviews, because I felt that was really dope. But I just transcribed it to written.
Nice.
But it's really dope to actually engage in conversation. And when he was running late to finish up, he would DM me picture of the studio. Yo, my bad. I'm in the studio with Smoke Dizza finishing this up. I got you, but I'm sorry I'm behind. Like, I appreciate stuff like that, because you don't think a legend would do that. There's some people who is wackadoodles just starting out, and they don't even show consideration, act like they was too good to be interviewed.
And like you're old something.
So I appreciate the legends for being more humble than a lot of these cats out here. And Pete Rock was a breath of fresh air, as was Little Pooh. Big Pooh. He was Little Brother's one of my favorites, like yours.
Yes.
Little Brother is actually what kind of sparked the flame in me to start back rapping. When I heard them come out, and that's also what motivated me to start my podcast. When I heard them, so they are driving force behind a lot of the stuff that I'm doing. So to interview Pooh was like a major
flight
as well, because I just love them so much, and Knife Wonders production, and I just felt like that
another
was
one of my favorite producers.
Knife is a favorite, and so I was trying to get him on, but the website started acting crazy. But it's all good. But I love it, and I love the legends. Like, anybody who I've interviewed has been nothing but a breath of fresh air. They were cool. Prince Paul, I met, my DJ was DJing with him at a club. I asked, could I interview him? He was like, yeah. He followed through. And that was my first interview with Weekly Rap Gods. And I was excited. And from there, I just kept it going. I've asked females. I know a lot of females, but that's why Bahamadia and Ty Phoenix probably like the only females, because this is my thing with the females in hip hop. And I wish this was better. A lot of females be so standoffish, catty, and funny acting that it's ridiculous. That my whole point in joining Weekly Rap Gods was to highlight more females. And to all the females that I reached out to,
only those two responded.
Nothing, like,
sheesh.
Wow. Terrible.
Where was their managers?
Icons, never follow back up, never respond, too good. And that was the disheartening part of it, that I actually linked up to highlight women. I felt women didn't get enough shine, but then that was the lesson. These chicks ain't getting shine because they're bitches. So this is what happens when you a bitch. When you act funny, when you act like you too good, you're not approachable, and you too good. I mean, and I, for lack of better words, I hate to say it, that's just a bitchy move to somebody who's trying to highlight you. You can't want to be in a spotlight. You can't want to be next level and then not interview. Like, every interview not going to be with a penis. Every interview not going to be a man. Some women want to highlight you, sis. Some women want to give you your flowers, And I feel like that's the problem in hip hop. They look at you, see you rapping, see you doing some shit too, and then it's the intimidation. So the shit come with women too sometimes, and that was disheartening to find that not a lot of females are receptive to other working women with you or interviewing. It's just be like, I get a lot of catty shit. Like, I'm just talking shit, sis. I ain't talking about you. I don't even know you.
Right.
I don't even know you, sis. My bad, but don't be offended by my lyrics. I ain't talking about you, boo.
They don't put you in Facebook jail, see?
They would put, I know not to say that on Facebook. See, Facebook, I don't say nothing.
They'll report you for the minor infraction, most minor infractions, right?
No, I'm saying the females put you in Facebook jail.
They did, they put me in Facebook jail. They like, we don't fuck with her. We not listen too hard. That's why you don't see me really collab. Like, if you see me collabing with my sisters in the Indigo's Ascension, like, that's always my goal, to work with women. So I got Queen Heroine, who's a legend.
Salute. That's our
I have my
girl.
girl Nejma.
That song is fire. Let me say that.
Thank you.
It's crazy. I fucks with Heroine.
Yeah.
Yo, I want to say this too. With Bully and I really started locking in during COVID. I think COVID, that's the one positive thing. It made us really lock in and say, okay, let's take advantage of this. One of the first relationships we made was with Queen Heroin.
That's a fact.
Dope.
Yeah. Heroin is one of the first. I said, let's have like a happy hour Zoom call. And I invited her. And she came on the call.
Liquor.
And
Okay.
And her brother, you know, Breeze, he was roommates with my man Brian Carter P. And so he was like, yeah, you know, I know her. So she asked him about me. He was like, Dame's cool. You know, I'm gonna be on the call too. And she came on, and we've been cool since. And she's always shown love.
Yeah, she's sweet. She's sweet. We actually
her.
supposed to be doing a video for Goddess Teens. I'm just waiting for her to come to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, we've been planning this. I said, whenever you ready, and I said, I'm ready now. I got the videographer now because you see, I'm on the road with the videos. So I'm like, let's go. I got my videographer locked in.
Dope.
That's what's up.
So we're gonna recreate Midsummer, scene from Midsummer movie. I don't know if y'all saw that creepy horror.
Yeah, I know you're talking about Midsummer. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
I've never
like
seen
horror films. That's what my shit be based on.
That's definitely a horror film. Yeah.
Got it, shit. What you thought this is? Thinking anything other than that means punishment.
Yeah.
She killed that hook.
Yeah, I like that. That joint is hot. You know what? I would love to see you collaborate with more sisters who wouldn't, you know, as long as they're not acting catty and as long as it makes sense, you know?
Right.
You know, you never know. You might collaborate with Bully one day or something. You know,
she
hit me in a message. So yeah, we're gonna get together one day, sis. So I already know. I've reached out to her, and I know how this to be busy. That's on like. So just let me know when you ready. I be wanting people to also be ready because I know I be overwhelmed with work. So when people are in the space to want to create, I want to create where it's fun, where it's not overwhelming in a task to somebody who's already overwhelmed trying to complete other things or get other stuff. I wish everybody felt that way about me, but I guess they'd be like, she a bitch, she didn't want to do the song. I'm like, I'm just busy. My bad.
And I understand that too. You know what? That's something that over this whole COVID situation, I was able to learn how to multitask when it comes to this. Because like, especially like you said, being too busy, being overwhelmed, you writing for this, I got like 4 projects I'm working on right now, but I love it here, so it doesn't feel like work, you know, but I had to get that momentum going first. It's like, okay, I'm good now I can work on this and that, you know what I mean? Like it's so different now. Definitely does.
Right. And we need to see more of that where these people are putting out projects where they're actually promoting them and just and doing what they feel.
Right.
And going for their fan base.
Word promoting them. That's something. Tip of the day, underground people who watching this. Promote your music. You can't just put out an album and expect the album to walk around door to door selling itself. Right. You can't expect the album to DM people, hey, check me out. You have to promote your album more than 1 day, more than 2 days, more than 3 days, and possibly put some money behind the promotion. But if you really want to take off, you're going to have to put some elbow grease into promoting your music, even if it's just team of you. I always say team of me. I just have to promote it. I have to keep posting it on various pages and putting it up on outlets and hitting some of my friends in their inbox. Like, nigga, you saw my album? If you didn't hear it, go in your text message. You feel what I'm saying? Like, your album is not good. You can't expect that your friends is just, I know she dropping an album. You know, people get busy. So you have to make people aware that you have musical content out there and let people see it. Like I sent Diamond D my video. Like I always send Diamond videos because he's the main person who told me, Indigo, it's important for you to put out videos. That's why I put out video, and like try to do a video for every song on my album. Like I try to put out as many videos as I can. So I kept that in mind. Now that I have a videographer, now you'll see way more videos from me. I just finished shooting one yesterday. But you'll see that content come out. And I hit Diamond in his inbox. I hit Rock in his inbox. When I get videos and stuff, I'm going to hit people so they can check it out and look. I'm not going to assume people see it on the page, they're going to go look because people won't look. I don't look and check for people's shit. But if I specifically be like, hey, check this out, I know they're going to check it out. Then here it is 2 weeks later, I sent Diamond D the last video I dropped. And he's like, yo, Indigo, good job. Yo, I love it. I love the look of the video. I love everything. Like, yo, who did this video? Like, what's his name? And he was like, I love the look of it. Very good. You know, so then you see people actually pay attention to it, but you have to make people aware of your content.
Right.
And that's just very important. You can't just make content and expect people to see it and then get mad. Damn it, nobody supported me. Fuck yeah, I'm putting cases on all you bitches. You know, you want to be mad and shit because people ain't see your album and shit. Like, you can't be mad. You put a case on yourself because you didn't promote your shit. Promote your shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that. What is that shit on Instagram? Why you not famous? Why you not famous yet? Because you didn't share my shit. No, you share your shit. Right. You share your shit. And your real friends are always going to repost and share your shit if you share it with them. That's hands down. There's not one friend I have who doesn't big me up in some form of fashion, be it in an Instagram story or actual repost on their page or actually purchasing the music. So that's how you know people support. And every friend don't support. Every friend, and I had to tell my artist, he be wanting to get emotional. Oh, somebody's not following me. Don't worry about people following you, who don't follow you, who unfollow you. People are weird. This industry is fucking full of weirdos. Like, these niggas be weird, unfollow you because you did some dope shit. Oh, she's dope. Unfollow this bitch.
Okay.
You know, like, you just can't worry about the likes, even from your friends. You know, your friend might not be into your shit. You can't assume that people like everything you do. Right. I talk mad shit. I have creepy beats sometimes. I have abstract flows and thoughts, and some shit that a more pristine friend of mine would be like, oh my, you know, she gonna clutch her pearls about it. You know, so it's like, I can't please everybody, you know what I'm saying? But I do try to make music that is pleasing to people. Right. But I have to do music that I'm passionate about, and that's it. But you got to promote your shit. Yep. Period, point blank. And I hate to see people, underground hip hop, that's why it's so messy right now. People just drop music left and right. They don't even put no effort behind the shit. And next thing you know, this nigga back with another album. You didn't even promote that last album.
No, for real.
You ain't got a visual for that bitch. You up here doing video snippets for movies. You ain't make a real video. You not on the list. You not sending shit off to DJ. Somebody messaged me, asked me for my DJ list. I was like,
it got real silent. It got silent there for a minute.
Like, did you? I was like, that's my DJ. Like, oh, I'll pay you for it. I was like, nah, this is what you do. Any DJ, and you look on my page, since you look and see who the DJ is, go to their shit, go to their page, look at the contact information. The email should be there. If not, DM them. Sir, may I have your email so that I can submit some music to you? And when you submit it, have the meta tags correct, properly write out who is on the song, who produced it, give your producer credits. Don't just put your black ass on the song. Put everybody who's involved on the song, and make sure that you have it tagged properly and send it in the proper format to the DJ. That's how you excel. I always try to put people on game. No, there's no submission to Insomniac. You just put your music out, and some people will notice you, and then when they do, they'll write about you. But you can't bother everybody to play your music. Some people will pick up on you if they want to. Other people will pick up on you if those people don't pick up on you. You feel what I'm saying? People be so sensitive. They didn't write about it. There's plenty of DJs that don't play my music. There's plenty of DJs that fuck with my music and or they stop fucking with it. I got new DJs now. So it's like, you know, you never know. This is a trial and error situation in music. You
gotta swing. You gotta swing for it, and you'll get a hit possibly, but you can't stop swinging.
Swing better, and you just gotta swing and hope you knock it out the park. If you don't,
can't think about the ones you missed.
What I say, as long as I see a cha-ching, I don't give a damn about a blood clot ting. You hear me? I see them cha-chings. Oh, I'm good. I don't give a fuck who don't like it. Well, my ass is getting frappes and all types of wigs and shit. Fuck y'all.
I'm with you.
I'm getting all types of hair. Let me, oh shit. Somebody bought some shit, baby. Let me go. Get something going. We buy my grandson something.
The unit, talk about it.
Before we head out of here.
I'm telling you, girl, them units. And they costly. They costly, man. Shit.
And before we head out too, Indigo. Oh, I'm sorry. I want to touch on one last thing before we head out of here.
Yes.
You are not only an MC. We know also that you have your degree, a business degree, but you also work in film.
Yes.
Explain that a little bit before we head out of here too.
Yeah. So in brief, managing Jazzo, we had an interview to do a shoot at Peaches Magazine. Mm-hmm. And we went to the location and I met a dude there named Chad Newsom. At the time, I was talking to like some of Beanie Siegel's people, like Amelia Sparks and them, and Sadiq Knox. And they were trying to do something with jazz. And they had a film thing and they were like, well, can you push this film to Emilio and them to see, because we want to offer them some roles. We want to offer Beanie role, Emilio role. And I was like, oh, my artist, they're like, yeah, we put jazz in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, hello, we try to get me to push shit and they push it for my artist.
Right.
So they sent me the package. So when they sent me the package, it was the script, it was a Black horror film, which was actually really dope. Horror film, the whole business pitch, the budget, all that shit. I became intrigued, like, wow, this how film works. This it? Yo, Chad put me on. He sent me Excel spreadsheets, taught me how to forecast. He introduced me to a writer because I like horror. So initially I had an idea for a horror concept. He introduced me to a writer. The dude wrote a whole horror for me called Dark Faith. I read that. I bought a book on script writing, bought the software, taught myself how to write scripts from there. So I do horror, I do episodics. Like I have a whole joint like Power. They came this before Power actually was shopped to Tyler Perry and some other people. Tyler Perry didn't want it, but this middle person wanted too much damn money in between. I feel like I should have sold it and not listened to my damn attorney. But I've had lots of stuff shopped. I've received my actual film business plan. The first one I got that I really learned how to work was one from a lady named Julia Pierpont, who works with people like James Cameron and Steven Spielberg. And she's one of the directors of like the Actors Guild, stuff like that. So it was a film with Jackie Chan's cousin Sammo Hung. It was a Chinese film, like a martial arts film.
We know Sammo, Big Sammo, yeah.
Sammo was in it. So trying to liaison, I also worked to like liaison and broker deals for people. So she sent me that package so that I could see it. So I learned a lot about writing film business plans. So from that, I learned to do film business plans. Next phase, I learned film budgeting. Then from Alan Noel Vega, I wanted to start my own film thing. Alan is the person who does the stunt coordinations for the game Call of Duty. So those games, you see all the elaborate stunts and the guns, and Alan is in charge of that. He also did stunt coordination for Jackie Chan, and he also worked with Oliver Stone. So I had a lot of people in Hollywood who were like, Hollywood, but was giving me the game book. He gave me his whole film business plan and was like, you could use this as a blueprint. And he also taught me stuff and tips on how to do budgets. So I've been blessed to have like a lot of higher ups in the film industry teach me. And later down the line, I saw an organization called African American Women in Cinema. And Tara Renee, she's the founder of that. It's up in New York. And she made me the director here in Atlanta. We launched. And what I wanted to do is do an educational series where I teach the ladies for free. So my first one was top of last year. I did a free educational seminar for ladies. It was about pitching your film. And the next one coming up, I did another one in November as well. And it was a more elaborate lesson plan on how to pitch your film. And you could see all of that stuff on aawic.org site. You could sign up for membership and all that good stuff there if you want to learn more about film. And I've just been writing, and probably one of the first things I wrote actually came out in 2020. It was a short film I wrote for a dude named Antoine, and he actually made it a film later on down the line. I wrote that thing probably, 2015, maybe 2016. And he finally made it a film, and it actually did well on Amazon. 200,000 views within the first 2 months.
Nice.
And as we read the critiques, they wanted a sequel to it. Of course, now he get all Hollywood because they want a sequel. Now he want to write it himself. Like, you can't spell right. Well, okay. You can't even spell, bro, but okay, you go for it. But but it did well. You know how people get Hollywood once they get a little attention. Now he want to be Tyler Perry. He want to write the shit directed and all that. But that did well, and it's called Toxic Behaviors, and it's out on Amazon Prime right now.
Okay.
And the writing did. I did not pick the actors, but the writing did well. People liked the film, and right now I'm just working on horror films. I've had, I think I told Damo this. I don't know who watches Snowfall, but Jerome on Snowfall, who's also named Eamon Joseph, he was one of the first persons who offered me an option agreement for my first film, which was the Dark Faith film. So he actually gave me a contract like, yo, I would like to produce this, and down the line, I want the first option to be able to put this out if you put this out. And so that was dope. That really inspired me. So
shows you it can be done.
It can be done. And I have like almost everybody from Next Day Air. I amassed a large network of actors without managers, like Cisco Reyes, Malik Barnhart. Like most of those people from Next Day Air, I got LOIs for them for projects and things that I have already written and done. So it's like I cut around all the red tape, and I just formed an alliance of people who I can put together. And that's just my business structure. You get to know people. I'm all about fostering a family-oriented business because I know what's at stake for everybody, and I want to make sure everybody eat. And you just have to break bread with the right people at the right table. And it'd be more so the big wigs in Hollywood actually are really receptive to certain things with helping you. Have I been met with a lot of stuff? Yeah, because a lot of stuff for Black people, horror was never one until Jordan Peele.
Right.
I've been working on this way before Jordan Peele, but I'm proud of Jordan Peele because he's in the wheelhouse that I want to be in. Stephen King is my writing idol, and Alfred Hitchcock as far as horror and stuff goes. But then I also like Quentin Tarantino, Spike Lee, and Stan Lee. So that's all my writing structures. I do comedy, I do episodics, I do urban drama, I do the gangster shit. Like I wrote a gangster film. I actually did. Somebody asked for a sequel to Scarface. I wrote that. That was supposed to be a $7 million film. One of the guys from Power was actually doing a reboot for that. Vanessa Williams was the star in it. So I have a bunch of dope ass stuff I've written for. And I've also had films where I was to broker and liaison. Some of them had Johnny Depp, P. Diddy. But people don't be having money. People like to act like they have money. I come with this film and it comes with 15 million. We want you to match the 15 million. And you don't have it. Don't waste our time talking about you got $15 million.
Right.
Those be big commissions for me because that little percentage puts me in a 6-figure commission. Stop playing with me. If you can't pull off the job, get out the way.
That's right.
That's future reference. Anybody who knows real funding people and wants 6-figure commissions, let me know because I got the real A-list celebrity hookup on film.
That's what's
awesome.
up.
That's awesome.
That's what's up.
Well, you know what? This has been a great interview, Indigo. I'm enjoying the music. I really like the Indigo's Ascension. I'm looking forward to this Al Dunya.
Yes. I just got the exclusive in for you. So the producer just called me. I have to run it by him because he one of those producers. You got to make sure everything okay before you do it. So as soon as I run it by him, he gives me the thumbs up. You got the exclusive to this next song off my album.
Bet. That sounds dope. Well, you know what? But let us know where people can find your music, your social media.
Yes. I'm not a fan of streaming, people. I just put Indigo's Ascension on streaming. And go to the Bandcamp, Indigo, PHOENYX. Buy that because I like it because my fans pay more for my album. And when you put it on other shit, people like to listen for free 99. And that doesn't help me at all. So, you know what I'm saying? Right. Check me out also on Twitter, Indigo Phoenyx and Rugged Triad. Also Instagram, Indigo Phoenyx, Phoenyx, and also Rugged Triad on there, plus Indigo Phoenyx _music. So, you know, you got to make 2 pages in case Instagram shut me down.
Words. They shut people down for bullshit, right? So
right, they be hating. You know, be saying can't even joke. They don't understand Black humor.
They don't. They don't.
We say I'm gonna drop kick you, and they think you for real.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you right now, we're gonna know when Thanksgiving rolls around. You know how they always have Black Thanksgiving memes that go around.
Yeah.
When one of us gets banned for offending somebody because of Black Thanksgiving, that's when I'm done with Facebook. So when it happens, I'm like, I'm done, guys.
Right. Well, I just want to say I enjoyed you guys, and it's nice getting to see those pretty smiles and faces. Yours too, Demo.
Wow, that's some shit. Wow. Wow.
It has been a dope interview, love. Like
very dope.
Like we've seen each other's postings and things of that. But this one-on-one, it was needed because it was a lot about you that I didn't know. Didn't realize how much we had in common. You know, like this was needed.
Yeah, Demo told me that. He's like, you and Bully are just alike. He's like, y'all have so much in common. Like she think that way too.
Yeah, I did. I was saying that. But you know what? I shouldn't agree with you because you just dissed the shit out of me. You know? I mean, wait, hold on. Hey, so Indigo, you saying I got face made for radio? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you do.
That's what you get. That's what you get.
She said, yeah, you do. Like, just matter of fact. Yes, you do.
Yes.
Strictly radio. I need to be like,
nah. You're great for this outlet. I enjoyed y'all. You know I'm silly as hell.
No, I know,
but I enjoyed y'all so much, and I thank you for allowing me to actually come and let people see who I really am outside of the music, and that I actually do smile. I just don't be smiling in pictures for real, because really sometimes ain't shit to smile about.
Okay. But, listen, maybe I want a meme mug today. I'm with you, boo. I'm with you.
Like some days, you know, that work be killing me. I'll be like, I'll just take a picture just so y'all can see I'm still here. Like, I'm still here. Y'all ain't break me.
Awesome. That is awesome. Well, we thank you again, Indigo Phoenyx, for being on the Big East Blackout. Ladies and gentlemen, you can check us out. You can shoot us an email, BigEastBlackout@gmail, or you can check us out on Instagram at Big East Blackout. And go check out that Indigo Phoenyx album. Go check out her whole catalog. Go to her Bandcamp.
Check it all out, man.
Check it all out on her Bandcamp. Make sure she gets that money. Buy merchandise for Rugged Triad. Do all that, you know, and look out for that new album, Al Dunyan. When is that dropping?
I never tell people when I'm dropping my album.
Oh yeah, we discussed that before, right? Yeah,
that's,
you don't want to jinx it. I feel you.
For me, yeah, that should have dropped when you see it. Boom, there we go. I never announce albums.
Maybe a day before, if you know for sure, or what? No,
I know it'll be next month. That's for sure.
Just next month. Yeah, you don't need a date. We just know it's coming out.
It's coming. It's almost done. I just got to make sure. You know, put the little finishing touches on.
I didn't know what that was. I was like, what? You say
that razzle dazzle. That's razzle dazzle.
We went through
a little bit of that on there.
Yeah, a little razzle dazzle.
Reefus and CC vibes on there. You know?
Reefus and CC, come on.
CC vibes on there.
Wow.
Just be all
the living color reference.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It's been great, man. I really appreciate you, and we definitely have to do this again. I'm looking forward to everything you got coming. We're going to, you know, stay tapped in, you know, with each other.
Yes. Thank you so much. Y'all have a good evening.
You too now.
You
Thank
as
you
well.
very much.
Yes. Peace. Follow me. I know you follow me. You follow me.
Thanks for tuning in to the Big East Blackout. Peace.